Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto, where we take the market one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind. And so we're starting out here today on the daily chart, and I've drawn a bunch of lines on this daily chart, and I'm going to get to those in a minute. So looking at the bigger picture with the market cycle, what we have is a kind of a symmetrical triangle that we've broken down from quite significantly back here in early June. And we have the potential here for a reversal pattern. We don't have it fully formed yet. You can see I've drawn in an inverted head and shoulders, this being the right shoulder in that head and shoulders pattern, which has not formed yet. And if we do get that formation, that could lead to a nice spring bound for higher prices in Bitcoin. And if we get that and fully reach the target, which is this vertical line here, which puts us basically at 7,800, that would really put a quagmire into the bear case for Bitcoin. Yes, that is my case for Bitcoin. That would really put a quagmire into that case right there. So, like we say in the power hour, don't count your chickens before they hatch. And I really wouldn't be betting the farm that Bitcoin does that. But if we do get a pullback here in Bitcoin and you do see some good bottoming action, maybe an area of maybe an area down here that looks supportive, and you have some really good bottoming candles, maybe you get some type of low risk buying area down here for that springboard higher, that would probably be where I would load up just in anticipation, because a reversal pattern on the daily chart really needs to be respected. We have not had a reversal pattern. This was not a reversal pattern. This was not a reversal pattern. This is a V bottom. We actually caught that one live for the most part. It actually lasted like 4 hours and I had to take my kid to the emergency room. But either way, you know, not a reversal pattern, not a reversal pattern. Inverted head and shoulders on the daily chart for Bitcoin, that's a reversal pattern. Even if it only implies an upside movement of, you know, what is that, $1,000? An upward movement of $1,000 in Bitcoin. You know, we've seen that before. Not a huge issue there, but it would definitely put a big point in the bull's court. One of the reasons I have not been super bullish, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, is we've had no bottoming action, no reversal patterns. And so while we don't have a big capitulation candle, technically this is a largish capitulation candle, but in my opinion, it's really close to the all-time high, so it's not really a very well definitive capitulation candle. Usually these happen much deeper in a bear market. However, if we get a reversal signal here, I'm not going to play hero and tell you guys it's going to rally then roll over again. I don't know that for a fact. What I'm telling you here is that if we get a shoulder put here in Bitcoin, you need to be ready to go long. If you don't know kind of what that looks like, we talk about stuff like that in the Power Hour. Check out my website, real-crypto.com. Look for the Power Hour. You can go ahead and sign up over there. Now, if that does happen, you know, there's your bullish case for Bitcoin right there. We have a case set up for 7,800 Bitcoin. Maybe that happens. But on the short term, I'm more on the bearish side. Number one, because we tested resistance right now at 6,800, and for me at this moment in time, the 6,800 line is the line in the sand for Bitcoin. It also happens to be the potential neckline for this. Those just happen to coincide, but this is a very important level. We broke down from it here, tested it here, and we're probably going to see one more test of it at some point in time before we either break through or fail it. All right, and I think that's going to be pretty key there. And this longer term trend line in Bitcoin here could prove to be a bit of an issue for the bulls, even if this inverted head and shoulders plays out. We've actually seen, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, if you recall, an inverted head and shoulders right here that did not play out at all. It actually faked us out for a few hours and then failed immediately afterwards. And that's what you see in a bull market. I'm sorry, a bear market, where even the reversal patterns don't work. So there is also a chance of that happening. But again, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Let's wait for the market to play out, and then we can take positions accordingly. That's how we do it here at Real Crypto. We don't try to anticipate. We try to plan our trades and then execute our trades at strategic points. All right, so going down to the 2-hour chart, we can kind of see what's going on in the more intermediate term time frame and immediate term time frame. So here's my menagerie of trend lines. I really haven't gone over a couple of these. This is just a channel that I drew here. This is also another channel that Bitcoin has been forming. And you can see here this channel has been going all the way back here, even with these 3 points. So 3, 4, 5, 6 points, this upper channel is being respected. and at some point it may not rally anymore. And similar to what we had over here, we're starting to see over here more of that Barding action. We had a nice uptrend, a nice 3-leg uptrend, a little bit of Barding here. But so far today, what we've seen on this July 4th, happy July 4th to everyone in the US there. What we're seeing is an immediate Barding action, kind of a full retracement, if you will, down, up, and back down again. Really reminding me more of this immediate Barding action. We had a little bit here, although this was much more aggressive to the upside. We took out this prior high. That was not the case here. We really didn't take out this prior high. Okay, we actually kind of failed it. And then some more bearish action, some choppiness, and then an ultimate failure. Maybe something happening over here. We'll get to that in a second there. We've had this immediate action just basically, it looks like the bulls are kind of running out of steam. And also keep in mind that most of these pops have still been short covering. This is not all organic buying. This is short covering pops, stops being hit, liquidations on various exchanges, and just basically the anti-arbitrage machine of the algorithms in cryptocurrency when things are lifted on BitMEX and on, where's the other one? Bittrex and, gosh, what is it? The other one that you can short on. It's not Bittrex, is it? Bitfinex. Yeah, Bitfinex. On Bitfinex and BitMEX. Sorry, guys. In my last video, I said GDAX. Because I look at my GDAX charts, you can't short on the GDAX. You short on BitMEX. You short on Bitfinex and some other platforms. So I apologize for that in my previous video. That was an error. But because of those, I mean, some of these liquidations on BitMEX are $10 million. That's really the max we've seen. Maybe they may actually put a cap on what they allow you to leverage on BitMEX. I'm not sure. But we've seen a few $10 million trades be liquidated in BitMEX and causing these big upside movements. When those traders stop trying to short this and start looking for a better entry, then you will start to see these extreme upside moves fade, and that's what happens over here, right? We see a big upward movement, little upward movement, flat top action, and a rollover. All right, we may see something like that here. You can see the highs are looking a little bit tighter and closer together, and not quite as low, albeit that. But anyway, we're going to get to the point where we're going to roll over here. This most recent flat action is a little different from these in terms of behavioral pattern. It's not exactly the same. The volume was not aggressive on the upside, meaning the shorts have been getting less aggressive, causing less of the pops. And more than likely, we're going to see some sideways action here. I think we're kind of done going up for right now. This 6,800 level is some key resistance. And if you look at some of the altcoins, they're not looking quite as jumpy as they were even a little bit ago. A couple days ago, we had some really good pops in some altcoins. Not quite looking the same. There are some good looking names out there, don't get me wrong, but overall, for me, when I look at the charts, they look a little more hesitant than they did even a day ago. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with Bitcoin here. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm seeing, kind of mixed market right now. It's really difficult to kind of get your head around what's going on with Bitcoin because we have had 3 stair steps up, which is abnormal. We've kind of had some choppy sideways action in the past. This is a little more bullish, and it is perfectly natural for us to have some support here at that 5,800 level. All right, it's perfectly natural. We even undercut it a little bit, making this an actual fairly definitive double bottom, even though the pattern itself does not signify a double bottom. Typically, it would be one up, one down, and then off to the races. Here we have a big whipsaw happening. So I don't believe this is a triple bottom. This isn't technically even a traditional qualified double bottom. What it is a semblance of a double bottom. But with the low volume overall here on this up thrust, I would anticipate more downside action, even though earlier I did give you a good case for bullishness. I do want to mention that I'm not necessarily counting, like I said, I'm not counting those eggs before they hatch. I'm going to wait for that to play out. And if we do get a breakdown from this level, I will be shorting it. And if we get a nice reversal here, I probably will go long if we do put a shoulder in this, but I will have a very tight stop and an immediate reversal on that trade if we fail. Because if we fail the 6,800 level and don't get above that, that is not good for Bitcoin whatsoever. We must get above this 6,800 level to really confuse the bears, me being one of those bears. But again, we have the plan for bullishness, we have the plan for bearishness, and we're going to go ahead and let the market dictate what we do. All we can do is have our plans and execute them at the appropriate times. So that's what we do here at Real Crypto. That's what we teach in the Power Hour. And yeah, we kind of practice that every day. So, well, thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. That's my synopsis on Bitcoin. Please let me know what you think below. Do you think that's kind of dead on? Do you think this inverted head and shoulders will lead us higher, potentially confusing the market and maybe eventually leading to a bigger rollover? Do you think that this will put a bottom in Bitcoin? Or what are your thoughts on the market? So let me know down below. Thanks for joining me, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that alert button so you know when we post our videos. And thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.